Yo Rana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. Hope you're all doing well. This episode might be shortish, basically because I recorded it, it crashed, and then I tried recording it again and it crashed again. But so far everything seems to be working okay. I'm not quite sure what it is, I think it might just be my computer. But we've got the Sky Brights to play, and currently 4th, 8 points out of 5 games. We're kind of within touching distance there. It's actually been a few days since I've actually played this last, so I need to just refamiliarise myself. There's tons of players here because of all the youth players you had to bring in at one point. But I think the team looks okay. Yeah, we'll go with this. Sethwaite's a little unfit, but we'll see how he does. 4-2-3-1. So this is how, I'm pretty sure this is how they lined up last time as well. So I've not made any changes to the team, not made any changes to the tactic or anything like this. Last time we played it, when it crashed and recorded it, it was, I think it was a 3-1 win for us. But obviously, because there's a certain level of randomness and stuff like that in the way FM works, there's no guarantee it's going to be the same. Palmer looks a bit big. So I hope you're all doing well. I've been slowly trying to catch up on everything because work's been a bit hectic. Good, but hectic generally. So I've been behind on my kind of behind on my sort of FM reading and watching. So I've got a few episodes of PSC Plays' Guernsey FC to catch up on, and his new one with the Vulcan Rising, set in Russia with a lot of travelling. French Polynesia style distances are involved in that one, just trying to get to matches. Actually, a little bit further, to be fair, for some of those ones. So I've got that to catch up on. I've got some FM Summer articles to catch up on as well. The FM Notebook tweeted out a few links to a few different blogs and videos and things, so they're worth checking out as well to see what's going on. But I'm kind of glad I've got like a backlog. I don't know what everyone else is like, but I like to kind of binge watch stuff. So about a year and a half ago, bought my house, was doing it up because it needed it, and I would put the videos onto YouTube playlist. There's an app you can get on the iPhone which would just let you listen to it without having to keep the phone open all the time, which is what YouTube is starting to try and charge people for now. But I used to listen to sort of Loki Doki's series, some of the Northman's series as well. And I'd also listen to a lot of Greyhead Gaming. So I think I've probably watched more of the Greyhead Gaming series because that was around about the time I kind of found Greyhead Gaming. So it was good just to have like a backlog. It's that kind of like Netflix binge style of watching. Go on, Weaver, get rid of it. Better than getting rid of it. Good finish. I mean, admittedly, we benefited from some shoddy defending there. But there we go, I'll do. Hopefully we can keep this going. Yeah, it's just a missed header, isn't it? That's like Yannin through. Oh, Chance beating Tetera, that's good. Orobar and Huahine drawing. Drawing as well. So I had a little bit of a break, I should say, from playing this and recording. Just got a lot going on. So let's put the kind of in context. Today's the day that the OCL final video from last season's gone out. That's how separate the kind of recording and the playing schedule are. Go on, Gerard. We did well to get through. I think he was lucky with a little bit of the bounce. Made it through there. It's a long ball again. Do love a bit of long ball. So yeah, a bit of a gap. So I've got a lot of episodes recorded and uploaded, or kind of recorded, and they just need exporting and whatnot. So they'll go up gradually. I don't think I'm going to add any extra series to my channel at the moment. There were two things I should probably say that I was thinking of doing. I'll mention them briefly, because I'm still playing around with them, but I think I might save these for FM20 to do these, so I'm enjoying this save too much. One of the things I was thinking of doing was like a Vatican City save. I went to Rome recently, visited the Vatican. It was horrendously opulent. Go on, Jared, get it through. That was terrible. Yeah, and whilst we were visiting the Vatican, I think the team bus for Spal came by. It was the week they beat Roma, I think. So there's obviously... Oh, go on, Jared. Oh, disallowed. Yeah, it's obviously big football culture in Italy, and a lot of people seem to be really enjoying the kind of Italian saves. A lot of people with the bigger teams and things like that, but I have enjoyed the Italian saves in the past as well, as Napoli or Verona or a few smaller sides and building them up. So I like the idea of doing that with the Vatican, but also having the Vatican national team alongside it. So I've got a database I've actually created. I'm still testing out really to make sure it works properly, where Vatican City Football Club, it's based in the Vatican City, so their players come through with Vatican Italian second nationality. I'm just going to put them in the lower leagues, probably just put them in Serie C, rather than all the way down in Serie D. Not great defending. That makes that a little bit tighter than it needs to be. We should do Tamangro, Keith, fresh legs up front. Seems wholly unnecessary. Spealing off Andre. I think I might have mentioned in a video before that I was going to give Andre a start of a Spealing, and I've just forgotten. We just keep the teams the same as they were when they crashed. So yeah, Vatican City's going to be one of the saves I'll probably do next Football Manager. I don't think I'll do updates on it as much as I do them for the French Polynesia ones, which I'll do next Football Manager as well, depending on how this one goes. By that I mean whether I've got to a natural end point or whether I just want to carry on with this alongside the other things. So we'll see for that. Depends how much I'm enjoying it when FM20 comes out, which is ages away now anyway, but go on to Mangre. He's massive, isn't he? Keith is not. They're a proper little and large pairing. That works. I think I mentioned right at the start of the season I'm actually quite optimistic about some of the pairings and options. So to have these two on the bench, it's actually been really good, because although Keith I didn't rate him last season because he's got like one strength, Tamangro wasn't actually, Tangara I should say, wasn't that highly rated by my scouts, but actually they fit the roles. Keith's fast and he'll finish, Tamangro's strong and he'll provide, and he can finish as well. So they're a good pairing to have. So 3-1 is actually, I think that might have been, again by chance, the result it was when we did it the first time. Great stuff. So there we go, it keeps us fourth, keeps us within touching distance of these other teams. Stops the Sky Brights from running away with things as well. So I'll pause here and I'll come back for the second game of the episode. And welcome back. Although scant seconds have passed for you, it's actually been a couple of days since I played the last match. Got distracted in the middle of it, so if I repeat myself, sorry about that. It's just I've forgotten exactly what it is I said. What I have done though is I've played on a few games. So the last match was against Sky Brights, which we won 3-1, which you know because you just watched it. Then we played Mayao and we won 3-0. 3-0 was probably flattering us a little bit, but it was a solid job against them. You notice we're getting in the 600s, edging towards 700s for our attendances at home now. Then we went away and played Papite, who are bottom of the table because they have that 7-point reduction, but they're on 0 points now, so they've clawed back to breaking even. They scored a free kick right at the start, and then we just battered them for the rest of the match, but couldn't quite win it. So we managed to get the goal and salvage a point, but we couldn't quite get there. So against the Feral Cats next, the Rapper E.T. Feral Cats of the Bass Islands. I generally love the badge kind of style badge. So they're one of the teams that if I ever had to leave the humpbacks, they're one of the ones I'd want to actually play as next, I think. Looking at the table before we play them, Skybrights and Tetaroa played it and got 16, and then we're a point behind on 15. There are a couple of teams that could jump ahead of us on goal difference. So they're only a point or two behind, but they've got that game in hand. We've got the Feral Cats who are kind of mid-table. They're doing alright. Historically, they've been up and down a bit, so they started off the Premiership, got relegated, got promoted, now they're surviving. Just checking for any injuries and things, and that's all looking fine, apart from O'Keefe. So on Wallace on the bench. So I kind of want Chisholm to go. The Feral Cats want him, apparently. Maybe they'll get him in January or something. Not that I hate Chisholm or anything like that. He's not bad. He's served his time. He's done his best for the team. It's just his best is no longer good enough. Good run. Go out and press. Yourself, blah blah blah. Let's go. So one of the things I think I mentioned in the last game, when I recorded it a couple of days ago. Go on, is this going to be a goal right from the off? No, wait, it's just run into the corner. Yes, I mentioned the kind of Vatican City save I was thinking of doing maybe for FM20. I might record a few bits of. The other one I'm thinking of doing that I might record a little bit more about is a Yorkshire-based save. And by that what I mean is, assuming you're aware that Yorkshire is a county, in fact not just any county, God's own county. And what I was thinking of doing is creating the kind of Yorkshire national team. So in Conifer, or I can never say it right, but it's essentially it's like FIFA but for nations that aren't recognised as nations. So quite often, go on Yanin. So there might be countries that have a displaced population, like the Marquesas Islands, or they might be areas that on goal by Phil Lamb. It's criminal. It was a free kick we conceded against. Yeah, just unlucky. Not much anyone could do in that situation. It's a free kick we conceded against Tahiti as well. We can still get back into it. We're already kind of streaking ahead. The stronger side, generally. Yes, so there's lots of teams that are part of this organisation. So I think the Yorkshire FA, so there's a team representing Yorkshire because it's a distinct county with dialects, a fairly distinct historical background. I think they're playing Guernsey. They're not Guernsey. Cornwall or Kernel. A few other penalty. A little bit soft. But yeah, they're playing competition and they've got their own sort of versions of the World Cup and European Championships and things like that. That the teams in these sort of federations rescuing that. Follow up. Good job. He scored these 4 goals have all come from some kind of set piece. So we've got these sort of international teams but not FIFA member teams. And Yorkshire's got one, so what I was going to do is create them in the game. So use one of either the existing nations that are there, or one of the extinct nations, and create them as a country. All the teams in Yorkshire would be... it takes a bit of sort of jiggery-pokery in the editor, but what you can do is have the region and the city nation set as different things. So then you can create cities essentially where the players who come from these cities will have dual nationality or have the opportunity of dual nationality. So you could have them where they'll have Yorkshire nationality as first and English as second. Which is I've set it up as a test database. It worked quite well actually. So I've done that for all the teams in Yorkshire, and I did a few. Which means all the teams from Yorkshire, like Leeds, Huddersfield, Bradford, Sheffield, so the 2 Sheffields and beyond, Bradford, PA, all the way down, Hull, things like that. Their youth intake now produce players that can play for the Yorkshire national side. And what I'm thinking of doing for that is either picking the kind of lowest ranked team from Yorkshire that already exists and taking it through the ranks, doing a kind of club and nation thing, except the club and nation is all Yorkshire based. And if I get sacked, I just have to go to another Yorkshire based side. Or what I might do is create a team from the local area that I'm from. So from Huddersfield, but actually I'm from a particular bit of Huddersfield, so I have a kind of local team based from there and build it from there. But that's for FM20 probably. I'm going to be playing around with the database and just getting it ready so I can convert it across to FM20 when it comes along, because I'll be doing a Polynesia save in FM20 no matter what. I might still have this save going, potentially, but I like the other ones because I can go through them at different speeds. This one, because the seasons are quite short, I like to go through in a lot of detail, and there's lots of different nations and countries and clubs, it's all from scratch. Yannin almost chased that one down. Yeah, so this one I go into a lot more depth, or I record a lot more of. For the other ones I might do sort of be only a couple per season, just be in it for the kind of long haul, which means I've got something to play. Yannin, how? What did you miss? Yeah, it just means I've got something to play kind of in between recordings. If I get too far ahead and I want to pause, so I can make sure I don't get too far ahead of myself with the Tahiti save, then I can go to the other things. Or if in a position where I can't sit down and record and I've not got the time, but I've got time to play some Football Manager in the background because I'm working on something, then I can just do those ones instead and update as and when I need to. So that's my plan. Didn't really need to know that because it's currently April, but it's what I'm thinking about doing in the long run. Oh, that is unlucky. That looked it's going in for a second. I thought maybe the defenders are going to save that, but no. So what next? Andre's played the past few games and he's not actually played that well. So Spearling gets his chance again. Let's bring on Pons. Yannin's not doing great. Let's bring on Tamangro and swap these two round, because Tamangro isn't pressing forward. Really isn't. Again, kind of outplaying them. Fortunate with the rebound, unfortunate with the deflection for the free kick, but it is what it is. That was a bit of a... That would have been a good goal. It was a bit of a rocket. It could damage our hopes for getting into the E-League there. Need all my subs, there's nothing else I can really do. I don't really want to go more attacking than attacking, because that does nothing. Dalian, Maxina, offside? Yeah. He looked pretty offside. He didn't run into that position, he was sat there. But, I mean, okay, he's not the only one who was offside. Basically, most of my team was. Go on, Lamb. To Gerard. Pons. It's the roof of the net for that one. It's my only ginger player. Ginger Wizard. He's done it. Apparently he's bald. I'm not convinced that he's bald. Maybe he shaves it. He's just coming back in. He's got some ginger fuzz. Yeah, he's not bald. Look at him. Second goal of the season. Pons I quite like. Like I said before, I'm glad I've got that depth, that I've got, you know, a good right winger to come on. Especially with Manuel being sort of injured and increasingly crocked. Tamangro with the header, he got there before anyone else, just wasn't as directed as it could be. Got back in. I do quite like Tamangara is his actual name. He's got a slight Peter Crouch feel to him. Well, there we go, 3-2. That's what I whisper it. But this kind of smash and grab win right at the end, that's what champions do. I don't think we're going to be champions, but it's not bad. And Tamangro doing the target man role to perfection, just nodding it down for Gerard to put away. It's an assist for Tamangara. Another goal for Gerard. So we have salvaged this. We've been behind twice. That's hopeful. There we go. We richly deserved. We did outplay them in the end, stats-wise. But we did make it hard for ourselves. Poor feral cats come away with nothing. So that puts us top. But obviously, it's a couple of game in hand. Motuon, Tetaroa and Taha could all overtake. So we could drop out of top 2 quite easily. It's quite tight at the top, or loose, considering the fact we can move all over the shop. Papite finally got off. I feel so bad for them because they're going down and this club's ruined now. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, actually, there's only 8 games gone. They could quite well. The gap's only 4 points to safety as it stands, but it is still a tough ask. So schedule-wise, I've got a mutiny game which I will play in the Mutiny Trophy in a little bit, so we need to try and salvage this if we want to get back into the final again. The board do not care about the trophy. Then we've got Bora Bora and Manue, so I might come back for Chance and Taha, because they'll be particularly key matches in the run-up December. So thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you later. Thanks.